Welcome to BootSpy. My name's William, and today we got ourselves another boot battle. This week, it's the Red Wing Iron Ranger versus the Red Wing Blacksmith. I'm going to compare the style, leather quality, sole quality, fit and sizing, break-in period, and lastly, the price. So make sure you stick around to the end to figure out which of these two iconic American boots is crowned the winner. Let's get into it. Let's quickly talk about some of the specs. Both the Iron Ranger and Blacksmith are remarkably similar boots. They feature a 270-degree Goodyear welt, a Vibram 430 mini lug sole, 6-inch ankle shaft, and are built on Red Wing's own No. 8 last. Each boot is also made with leather from the SB Foot Tanning Company, which is Red Wing's own in-house tanning company. The Iron Ranger we're looking at today is the amber harness, and the Blacksmith is in the black prairie leather. Now, the biggest difference between the Blacksmith and the Iron Ranger is that the Iron Ranger does have a toe cap, but let's go a little bit deeper than just the obvious. The Red Wing Blacksmith features brass eyelets and speed hooks and has burnished leather pipe running around the ankle. The heel counter is placed on the inside of the boot, which we'll see isn't the case for the Iron Ranger. The Iron Ranger, on the other hand, has the iconic quadruple stitch toe, nickel-plated eyelets and speed hooks, has no burnishing around the ankle. It also has the heel counter sewn outside of the boot for more of that rugged look. Those are the main similarities and differences between these boots. So now that we know the specs on these bad boys, let's dive in and compare them head to head, starting with the leather. As I said, my Iron Rangers are in the most common color, most common leather. It's called the amber harness. This is a rich, oil-tanned, full-grain leather that ages and patinas beautifully. I've had these for about 4 months now, and I love the way they're creasing. I've treated it a few times with Venetian shoe cream, which is my go-to for more matte, full-grain leathers. My Blacksmiths are in the black prairie leather, which is considered a T-core leather. What that means is, as the black finish starts to scuff, the natural light tan leather color, that's going to begin to show through. I've only had these Blacksmiths for a month, and I still haven't worn them too many times, but that T-core leather, that should start to show through in about 5 or 6 months with how often I'm wearing it. Because it's a boot battle and I have to choose a winner, my favorite leather between these two boots is the Iron Ranger amber harness. Now, it's a little softer, a little more supple. I love the way it's taken some of the Venetian shoe cream and it's kind of aged really well. It's creasing really nicely. And I think I just honestly like brown boots more. So I'm going with the Iron Ranger. Now let's head over there and let's talk about the sole. So both the Iron Ranger and the Blacksmith feature a Vibram 430 mini lug sole. Now I really like this sole. I'm bringing it back up here. I really like the sole because it has the lugs that add a bunch of traction. The rubber is oil and slip resistant, but because normally sometimes lug shoes have these really 1-inch lugs, and that raises the profile of the boot. But the boot stays pretty low profile, at least when it comes to the sole. And so for that reason, I really like the Vibram 430. I've also been wearing the Red Wing Iron Ranger around for about 4 or 5 months now. And as you can tell, there's pretty much no damage to this sole at all, especially in the heel. So it's been super durable so far. I'm excited to see how it goes over, a year, 2 years, but I'm really impressed with the durability of this Vibram 430 mini lug sole. The insole is full grain vegetable tan leather with a cork insert and a steel shank. It's not the most comfortable experience right away for either boot. There's very little shock absorption, but within a month or two, your foot starts to sink into the bed more and more, and it feels just fine. Because both of these boots use the same sole, there can't really be a winner. That said, the sole is fantastic, so I'm giving both boots a point. When it comes to fit and sizing, you're gonna want a half size lower. Now, I went and I got my Iron Rangers fitted in the Red Wing store, and the guy walked up to me and he was like,
"You need a half size smaller."
So while I'm normally a size 10.5 on the Brannick device, I went with the size 10 for both the Iron Rangers and the Blacksmiths. So that's one thing to consider. I do recommend going a half size smaller. Now, I've read a lot of comments in some previous videos of people saying,
"I have wide feet. Should I get the Iron Ranger or the Blacksmith?"
Well, you can find the Iron Ranger in that double E wide size, whereas the Blacksmith does not. It only comes in that standard D width. So if you have extra wide feet, then I would recommend going with the Iron Ranger, and rather than kind of risking it on the Blacksmith. Next round, break-in period. My Iron Rangers hurt like shit for the first 2 weeks, especially around the heel. I expected the same thing to happen with the Blacksmiths, but after my first 3-mile walk, I was pleasantly surprised. It was very minor soreness and no blisters. So that makes the winner in the category of best break-in period, the Blacksmiths. Comparing the price of these two side by side, they're in the same range. The Iron Ranger is at $330 full price retail, and the Blacksmith is at $300 retail. I wouldn't let the extra $30 dissuade you from getting whichever boot you like, especially because each boot should last you 5 years at the minimum with just a little bit of care. Still, the price advantage goes to the winner of this round, the Blacksmith. We're at a deadlock, a tie, a draw. So you know what time it is. It's time to bring out
The dog of judgment.
which one will he choose? It doesn't really matter. If I had to choose one of these two boots, I would pick the Iron Ranger. For me, both of these boots fit into that same rugged boot category, but I think the Iron Ranger just does it a little bit better now. It's the cap toe, that heel counter back here, the nickel-plated hardware, all those details really sell that rugged boot look. And while I love the Black Prairie and I really appreciate how it looks and I love this T-core leather, I think if I could only choose one of these, I would choose the Iron Ranger. Guys, thank you so much for joining me today. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and also hit that subscribe button down below. I really appreciate all the love you guys have been giving me in the comments, so keep that up. Let me know which of these two boots you would choose, and until next time, put your best boot forward.